They were continuing to read The Brothers Karamazov. "And what about Alyosha and his opinion, which you were so desperately anxious to hear?" cried Madame Holikov. There was a sarcastic, angry note in her voice. "I had not forgotten that," cried Katerina Ivanovna, coming to a sudden standstill. "And why are you so antagonistic at such a moment?" she added, with warm and bitter reproachfulness. "What I said, I repeat. I must have his opinion. More than that, I must have his decision. As he says, so it shall be. You see how anxious I am for your words, Alexey Fyodorovitch. But what's the matter?" "I couldn't have believed it. I can't understand it," Alyosha cried suddenly in distress. "What? What?" "He's going to Moscow, and you cry out that you are glad. You said that on purpose. And you begin explaining that you are not glad of that, but sorry to be losing a friend. But that was acting too. You were playing a part, as in a theater." "In a theater? What do you mean?" exclaimed Katerina Ivanovna, profoundly astonished, flushing crimson and frowning. "Though you assure him you are sorry to lose a friend in him, you persist in telling him to his face that it's fortunate he is going," said Alyosha breathlessly. He was standing at the table and did not sit down. "What are you talking about? I don't understand." "I don't understand myself. I seemed to see in a flash. I know I'm not saying it properly, but I'll say it all the same," Alyosha went on in the same shaking and broken voice. "What I see is that perhaps you don't love Dmitri at all, and never have, from the beginning. And Dmitri, too, has never loved you, and only esteems you. I really don't know how I dare to say all this, but somebody must tell the truth, for nobody here will tell the truth." "What truth?" cried Katerina Ivanovna, and there was an hysterical ring in her voice. "I'll tell you," Alyosha went on with desperate haste, as though he were jumping from the top of a house. "Call Dmitri, I'll fetch him, and let him come here and take your hand and take Ivan's hand and join your hands, for you're torturing Ivan simply because you love him, and torturing him because you love Dmitri through self-laceration, with an unreal love, because you've persuaded yourself." Alyosha broke off and was silent. You are a little religious idiot. That's what you are," Katerina Ivanovna snapped. Her face was white and her lips were moving with anger. Ivan suddenly laughed and got up. His hat was in his hand. "You are mistaken, my good Alyosha," he said, with an expression Alyosha had never seen in his face before, an expression of youthful sincerity and strong, irresistibly frank feeling. "Katerina Ivanovna has never cared for me. She has known all the time that I cared for her, though I never said a word of my love to her. She knew, but she didn't care for me. I've never been her friend either, not for one moment. She is too proud to need my friendship. She kept me at her side as a means of revenge. She revenged with me and on me all the insults which she has been continually receiving from Dmitri ever since their first meeting. For even that first meeting has rankled in her heart as an insult. That's what her heart is like. She has talked to me of nothing but her love for him. I am going now, but believe me, Katerina Ivanovna, you really love him, and the more he insults you, the more you love him. That's your laceration. You love him just as he is. You love him for insulting you. If he reformed, you'd give him up at once and cease to love him. But you need him so as to contemplate continually your heroic fidelity and to reproach him for infidelity. And it all comes from your pride. Oh, there's a great deal of humiliation and self-abasement about it, but it all comes from pride. I am too young, and I've loved you too much. I know that I ought not to say this, but it would be more dignified on my part simply to leave you. and it would be less offensive for you. But I'm going far away and shall never come back. It is forever. I don't want to sit beside a laceration, but I don't know how to speak now. I've said everything. Goodbye, Katerina Ivanovna. You can't be angry with me, for I am 100 times more severely punished than you, if only by the fact that I shall never see you again. Goodbye. I don't want your hand. You have tortured me too deliberately for me to be able to forgive you at this moment. I shall forgive you later, but now I don't want your hand. Den dank, dame, begeer ik nicht, he added with a forced smile, showing, however, that he could read Schiller, and read him till he knew him by heart, which Alyosha would never have believed. He went out of the room without saying goodbye even to his hostess, Madame Holikov. Alyosha clasped his hands. And that's the end of the reading for today. Have a good day.